Wonderful. Thank you, SDLTV. Today I'm calling to order the Public Infrastructure and Utilities Committee meeting. It is 3:30 p.m. on Wednesday, June 28th. We are going to now, if Madam Clerk, if you could please call the roll.
Alderman Vollmer,
Here.
Alderwoman Keys, Alderman Browning,
Present.
Alderman Aldridge,
Present.
Chair Schweitzer,
Present.
Alderwoman Keys. We have 4 present. You have a quorum.
Thank you. We're going to skip item number 3 until we're sure we have the right minutes in front of us and move to board bills for review. I see Alderwoman Sanye. She's only a non-committee member who has a bill today. So we'll start with you, Alderwoman. You are recognized on board bill 73.
Hello, thank you for having me, Madam Chair and honorable members of the committee. Could the clerk read a summary?
Board Bill number 73, introduced by Alderwoman Alicia Sanye, an ordinance recommended by the Board of Public Service to conditionally vacate above surface and subsurface rights for vehicle, estrogen, and pedestrian travel in northern 147.695 feet of the 20-foot wide north-south alley in City Block 1564 as bounded by Cherokee, Jefferson, Potomac, and Texas in the city of St. Louis, Missouri, as hereinafter described in the ordinance in accordance with charter authority and in conformity with section 14 of Article 21 of the charter and imposing certain conditions on such vacation.
Yes, so essentially, this is a vacation petition. This alley that we would like to clear out is in a very popular area in the ward. It's on Cherokee Street, which gets a lot of traffic and is home to a lot of our locally owned small businesses. This particular alley is cut off, so you can't go all the way through it. The alley connects to a Save-A-Lot and a Family Dollar, but in that alley, there's a lot of, not unlike other places in St. Louis, there's a lot of challenges. I've gone a couple of times and you can find needles in the alley sometimes. There's issues with the trash and just the crowd that will gather in the alleys, particularly at nighttime once some businesses have closed. And so a conglomerate of some of the business owners want to turn the alley into an outdoor eatery area, just to create another space where community can come together. And maybe when you're grabbing your lunch or your dinner, if you want to sit outside and enjoy our beautiful summer weather, you can do that. And also to help, bring down some of the other complications that are, in the area in the alley as a result of it just kind of being vacant and empty in such a high foot traffic area. And with that, I'm happy to take any questions or anything like that, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Do you have any, you don't have any speakers or anyone to speak on
I
this?
do have a speaker. I'm just gonna text him and see if he has everything he needs to log on.
Okay. I will give you a second to finish that.
The minutes are also ready in the
Oh,
draft.
he's on and he's just muted. Jason Deem.
I don't see him on our.
Let me see if he's on the attendee list. Okay.
Jason.
Oh, it says he'll be rejoining okay, so he should be on.
Okay.
There we go. Can you guys hear me?
Hi, Jason. We're going to have to, I'm glad you're here to speak on this bill. Thank you very much. Sometimes virtual makes it easier, but harder in some ways. Thank you for your patience. We'll have to swear you in real quick, Madam Clerk.
Jason, do you affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Right hand up. I'm sorry.
Right hand up. There we go.
Yes. Do you affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
You may proceed. Thank you.
Thank you all. I appreciate you all hearing this. Yeah, so like Alderwoman Alicia said, this alley it's directly behind Nebula, which is a co-working space that I own. And it's also directly behind St. Louis Hop Shop and Teatopia. And we were all hoping to get together and turn this into an outdoor workspace during the day and then sort of like a beer garden at night. And we do have the approval of streets and all the respective utilities. And like Alicia said, it dead ends into Save-A-Lot's parking lot. So it's not really a through alley anyway. So we're really excited about the project, and I'm just here if you've got any questions or concerns that I can address.
Thank you so much. I'll move through members of the committee in order of seniority. Alderman Ballmer, do you have questions for the sponsor or her guest?
Either one can answer. So will this be, I guess, secured, fenced off, gated, and lit up overnight to keep the after our business is closed, or it will still be open access? Will be secured anyway?
No, it will be secured with an iron fence, and there will be lighting on both the adjacent buildings, both of which I own, and we've already installed the wiring for that lighting. We just haven't installed the fixtures yet.
That's wonderful. That sounds like a great idea. No more questions.
Thank you, Alderman. Moving through Alderwoman Keys.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and thank you for being here, Jason. No, I do not have any questions at this time. Thank you.
Okay. Let's see. Gotta get my agenda up to remember if it's Vice Chair Browning or Alderman Aldridge first.
Browning.
It's Brown.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Vice Chair Browning.
Thank you. So question, so this is just the north side of the alley that we're vacating?
That's correct. North of Save-A-Lot's parking lot.
And what are the plans for trash pickup and refuse and recycling?
That's a great question. So there are currently no city-owned dumpsters. They're all commercial private dumpsters, which are either my company or my tenants. And we've all agreed to move them to another location within our property where our private contracted services can pick them up.
Okay, great. And you said that you're planning on kind of using it as like an outdoor working space?
Yep.
And I presume you'll be taking over the maintenance of that space as well?
Yeah, we've already been maintaining it just because weeds kind of come up through the alley and graffiti gets hit and illegal dumping and all that kind of stuff. But once it's fenced in, we'll be able to maintain it a lot better.
And will you be blocking it off on just the side with Cherokee, or will you be blocking it off at the Save-A-Lot side as well?
It'll be blocked on both ends and fully secured. So it'll only be open when it's managed. It won't ever be left unmanaged.
Okay, that is all my questions. Thank you.
Cool.
Wonderful. Alderman Aldridge.
No questions. Thanks for being here, Jason. And then Madam Chair, with me being the 14th ward, I feel with that being the last number ward, that's the way my seniority goes. So I'm last in seniority. So
Thank you. That's helpful.
good way to remember.
Not in our hearts.
Not in our hearts.
Thank you.
I appreciate that. Thank you, everyone on the committee, for those questions. I think this sounds like a really exciting use of space. When at first it sounded like it was a safety and security reason for vacating, I was confused because I knew streets didn't usually do, if someone said we want to close this street or this alley and it's completely 100% because of safety or issues, it's not something that is generally done, but because it's something you're trying to develop into a usable space for your business and for people to enjoy more outdoor space in the area. I think this is a really interesting concept. Are there other, I guess I do have one question. Are there other businesses that have done this? This is definitely feels new to me.
Not that I'm aware of in St. Louis. I know I took a lot of inspiration from things that I had seen both here in the United States in like Detroit and in New Orleans, as well as in like Tokyo and in Berlin. So I took some inspiration outside of St. Louis to kind of put this plan together and then brought it to our tenants on Cherokee. So we're excited to see what we can do with it.
Well, fascinating. I appreciate it. How long about did this take from the idea to this moment?
Probably 2 years in sort of planning and thinking and having conversations and talking to members of the community and the community improvement district and all that kind of stuff. So yeah.
Do you have any sort of it sounds like all the businesses along there are bought in, but there's no one that's kind of against this plan that's come to light during this, or any.
They have a
No, that-
community improvement district, so all the businesses are kind of in community with each other regularly and take regular votes on what they're in support of, and they're in good relationship with each other. So most of them are just waiting on like, when is this going to go through and when is it going to happen?
Got it.
We
I'm
had
excited.
unanimous support, at the last community improvement district. I think we had about 80 people there, and that was probably the only thing that concerned me, is no one had any concerns. So,
Sure. It is a little disconcerting when that happens, isn't it? Just
Right.
like, are we sure we're good? Like,
yeah, right.
we're all on the same page here, right? Yeah. Well, thank you. Anyone else have any other questions, members of the committee, before we move on? Okay, Alderman Sanye, you're recognized to close.
Yes, I thank you all for your questions. I agree. I think this is such an exciting project, and it's a good example of fully utilizing our space. I think it's, at the end of the day, more people usually can take away and address some of those security concerns, and also just thinking of making sure people have as many options as possible. Sometimes people may want to go into Nebula, or they may want to go to T-Topia, but they want to be outside, but not on such a busy street. So I think this is something, ideally we should all kind of go back to our communities, and especially if you have an area like this one that's so unique because there's so many businesses there, to kind of, how are we using our alleyways and how are we using those things? Jason has been such a great partner in a conversation, so has the CID. They've done all their communication with Ameren and the utilities and the streets department. So everything else is cleared and ready to go. So the only thing is for me to ask for this to pass with a do pass recommendation.
Thank you so much. I will entertain a motion to pass Board Bill number 73 with a do pass recommendation.
So moved.
Second.
Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Alderman Vollmer,
Aye.
Alderwoman Keys,
Aye.
Alderman Browning,
Aye.
Alderman Aldridge,
Aye.
Chair Switzer.
Aye.
You have 5 aye votes.
Wonderful. With your vote, we have sustained the motion of the alderman from was it the 5th who made the motion?
14,
14th made the motion, and then who seconded it, just for our minutes?
Laura Keys.
Okay, we got it all under control. Of course, Clerk Phillips has it. So thank you very much. That has passed out of committee with a do pass recommendation. Congratulations. I can't wait to stop by and see it when it's all done.
Great. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, I know Alderman Aldridge also had guest speakers, so we'll move to him next. Wonderful. So Alderman Aldridge, you are recognized on Board Bill number 31.
Thank you, Madam Chairwoman and members of the board. Madam Clerk, can you read the summary of the bill?
Board Bill number 31, introduced by Alderman Rasheen Aldridge, an ordinance authorizing the honorary street name Luligan Street
Luligans, yes.
pursuant to ordinance number 68937, which shall begin at the intersection of North 21st Street and Locust Street and run south on North 21st Street to the intersection of North 21st Street and Olive Street.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. So this is an honorary street naming bill. Like Madam Clerk said, it would change the street name to Luligan Street right at the intersection of 21st and Locust. Most of us probably know the St. Louis Luligans from the rallies that is my internet working? No one hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. The rallies that they've started right before a lot of our MLS games that take place. They get the crowd turned up. They rally from Schlafly's and head over to the MLS Stadium. But I do want to talk about some stuff that people probably don't know about the Luligans and the work that they are doing and have been doing for a while. They was founded in 2010. They're a non-for-profit group that advocated for the soccer in the St. Louis region. They do a lot of charity work. They've raised money for the St. Louis Food Bank, St. Louis Crisis Nursery, Home Sweet Home, Big Brothers Big Sisters of Eastern Missouri, and Special Needs Soccer Association, and Succeed. I think this is a good honorary street naming bill that will uplift not just the spirit of folks that are going to our game and the folks that are really rallying people to go to the MLS game, but also acknowledge all the great work that the Luligans organization has done. I will digress here because I know there's two speakers, but I also want to give a shout out to Alderwoman Christina Gracia, former Alderwoman Christina Gracia had brought this piece of legislation and idea to me. I wasn't an MLS fan before City SCK, but once I became a fan, one of the groups I seen was Luligans, and I thought this would be a great piece of legislation for us to honor and also uplift all the good stuff that's going on in that soccer area as we continue to uplift our City SC. So that, Madam Chair, I will digress and let the two speakers that are here to be able to speak.
Thank you so much. Can both of the speakers who are here to speak on this raise their right hand? And Madam Clerk, can you please form the oath?
Do you affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? I'm sorry, you guys, I did not hear you.
Unmute real quick,
Oh,
please.
okay, I do.
Okay, and Ms. Robertson?
I do.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. You all, whoever wants to go first, could we start? We'd love to hear from you and your perspective on this and why it's important to you.
Great, I appreciate it. Thank you. My name is Mitch Maurice. First, thank you to the board members for having us on today. It means a lot to us to be here. Founded this group, as he said, in 2010. It was just a bunch of us at the AC St. Louis games at Soccer Park out in Fenton. And as that team failed, we kept together. We wanted to keep doing things, followed out to St. Charles, bounced around to all the minor league teams that we could, just because that's where we had to go. And as mentioned, I think one of the biggest parts about it was that in 2010 or 2011, the first Saturday after New Year's, we had a charity game where we played the American Outlaws, who are hosting the party tonight before the USA game at City Park. We played them. It's mostly us playing us, but it's kind of funny, in the snow. And we raised basically a car worth of food for the St. Louis area food bank. That's continued since then. I believe this year, if I remember correctly, it was about 14,000 meals were raised through the St. Louis area food bank. That's been a staple every year. So in the snow, we're out. Some years it's been raining, some years it's been awful, but we're out there raising money for the food bank. And from that, we built out a lot of different events. We became a 501c3 in 2019, so we could be more effective. One of the things that I do want to mention at that time was that this is also when we started to get a lot of our corporate partnerships working. First, Worldwide Technologies, Jim and Tom were the owners of St. Louis FC. They are the president and CFO of Worldwide, and they were instrumental in helping us become a charity. And with that, we started to see other local businesses join us up. Second Shift Brewing in South City has been a partner, make a beer for us, Brewligans. And they've been an amazing partner. Eventually Schlafly, where we now host the pregame, as was mentioned, they became great partners. Mission Taco, Arch Apparel now has a Lillian line. There's a lot of local companies that have stepped up and said, hey, we want to be a part of this because they see what we're doing. And Will and Lo at Schlafly originally, and now John and Paul, they've helped us. We actually call our fundraising a schlaffle instead of a raffle because of all the stuff they give us to raise money for charities. And it is just, how it helps us give back. And that schlaffle is always for a different local charity every game. And we're lucky to have the support of the team as well. Caleb Leone, Peter Wood, they welcomed us. They've partnered with us on these things to really help our impact. Sarah will get more into the charitable aspect of it, of who we've been able to help. But when it was brought to us that from Ms. Gracia to make this happen, to have this an idea, incredibly honored, incredibly touched. But I think the thing is that already that block of 21st Street, it's a place where people know that you can go be happy, that there's people that are smiling, that are offering you a drink, or introducing you to great local food trucks. We've had some local retailers come by and just display what they have to offer so people can go to them. It really kind of builds up the community around our group and how we can affect and what we can do. So, you'll go online, you'll go on Reddit or on STL Today, and you'll see people saying, hey, go meet at Lilligan Street. They already call it that because it's just, an easy way to find us instead of saying, oh, it's the intersection of blah, blah, blah. It's Lilligan Street. So it's already been a place that people recognize that this is go have a drink, some food, be friendly, get to meet all these people, and then walk in and have a good time at the game. And so, this honor would be unbelievable for us, but most importantly, I think it's great that people will know automatically that your GPS will take you to where the fun is before a game.
Thank you so much for those comments. Ms. Robertson, would you like to add to it?
Sure. My name is Sarah Robertson. I've been with the Luligans. So Mitch started the Luligans back in 2010. I got on board in 2011 and have been doing leadership for 8-9 years now. And since the beginning of the Luligans, we've raised over $300,000, mostly for local charities. Quite a bit of that has gone to local charities. This year alone, we've raised over $13,000 for local charities. And I mean, we did talk about the food bank, crisis nursery. I have a list because it's quite a lot, but also Metro Trans Umbrella Group, STL Pride, UMSL Succeed, Special Needs of Soccer Association, Arch City Defenders, Backstoppers, and CASA. So we try to pick charities that mean things to different aspects of the community and different members of the community. Within the Luligans, it's sort of like an umbrella. We have different groups within the Luligans, two being the Luligan Ladies and the Thieves. Luligan Ladies, obviously, we try to draw in the female and femme crowd that may not feel comfortable in what is often displayed as a male-dominated sport and a male-dominated soccer community. So we want to make sure that everybody feels comfortable. And the Thieves is a more boots on the ground group. We go out, we collect twice a year, we collect items for the unhoused. We go down to the riverfront and pass out items that people may need during the spring and during the fall. For the summer and through the winter, we pass out weather radios, we pass out sleeping bags. We've gone to Home Sweet Home and helped them organize their warehouse. We've done a lot of boots on the ground work for different members of the community that our soccer community may not realize is important to everybody. And so we want to make sure that everybody feels that sense of community that we've always tried to bring. And also we've gone out to Dutchtown, we've cleaned up the alleys. It's usually in August. I don't know why they pick August, but we walk around the alleys and pick up trash for 4 hours. And we just want to make sure that everybody understands we're here. We want everybody to feel in our section that it is a safe space and everybody is comfortable, no matter what street you grew up on, no matter what neighborhood you live in, no matter what high school you went to. We want everybody to feel safe and comfortable. And that is what we try to do for this community and everybody in the community. We don't want to leave anybody out. So with that, I'd like to thank Alderman Aldridge for this, Christina Gracia, and all of the alder persons.
And to close, if you come to the game on Saturday, first beer's on me.
Yeah.
All right. You can't buy us.
Oh no, there's no way am I trying to influence anything.
I'm just teasing you.
No, that's what we do. New people, we offer them a beer, we introduce them to other people that, like-minded people. You have a place with us.
Well, that's a fantastic mentality and way of being, and I appreciate it a lot. I will move through our committee members, see if anybody has questions about where the beer is. Alderman Ballmer.
No questions. Thank you for all your hard work and all your dedication to this team in the surrounding area. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Alderman Keys.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and as well as Mitch and Sarah. And I'm going to need one of those shirts, Mitch. So we'll have to definitely talk about how I can acquire one and pay for it. Thank you.
This is the team one available at the team store. I do have a gift card I can share with you as well that the team has given me for new people. So, we can get you a little discount on it.
Let me check the specs on that to make sure I'm not doing anything wrong, but I'd love to have it. Thank you. Thanks for being here today, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Vice Chair Browning.
No questions. Just want to say this is great. I really appreciate all the work you guys. So Schwaffel, it's fantastic. Just keep doing what you're doing, and excited to vote to move this forward.
Thank you.
I'm guessing Alderman Alders, you don't have any questions? Okay. Well, I just want to echo the things my colleagues have said. It sounds like your group is doing incredible things, and I appreciate the energy and the culture that you're bringing with what you're doing here. So with that, Alderman Alders, any final comments to close?
Thank you, Madam Chair and members of the committee. Mitch, I will take you up on that offer while others are scared to. But I want to thank Mitch, and I also want to thank Sarah, and I want to thank each and every member that's part of the Luligans organization. I think this is maybe a small thing that the board can do to recognize this group that is doing great work in the city of St. Louis and how inclusive that they are. Like Sarah talked about, individuals that sometimes may not feel accepted. As we are in Pride Month, slowly getting out of it, making sure that they give to organizations and people that have historically been turned around or disproportionately affected, that have not been allowed to be in certain spaces. So, from the bottom of my heart, I thank you guys for the work that you're doing, and look forward to figuring out ways that I can work with you all. And again, I really want to uplift former Alderwoman Christina Gracia for not just bringing this to me, but also explaining to me the great work that you guys are doing outside of just the rallies and people going to a place where they can have fun before the MLS game, but the actual boots on the ground work that this organization is doing. So thank you all. And with that, Madam Chair, members of the board, I would request a do-pass recommendation.
Thank you, Alderman. I will entertain a motion for a do-pass recommendation of Board Bill number 31.
So moved.
Second.
Hearing any call for previous roll?
Previous roll.
Previous roll.
Any objection to previous roll? Okay, with that, we have sustained the motion and passed Board Bill number 31 out of the committee with a do-pass recommendation. Congratulations, and I look forward to moving this forward at the board.
Thank you so much.
All right, go Luligans.
Go Luligans. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Come see us. Let's have a good time.
Thank
Yes.
you.
Thank you.
All right, we have two bills from Alderman Vollmer here. We'll start in numerical order with number 70, which is the stop sign bill. Alderman Vollmer, you're recognized.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you, members of the committee. We have Board Bill number 70. I don't think Tracy has to read through all this. It's pretty straight and simple. Remember me in your prayers, Tracy.
Thanks.
All right, this is something I learned a long time ago for you. When you have more than one stop sign, we can do them 2 at once or 3 at once, and one board bill. Government should be efficient. So the first stop sign in this bill will be at the intersection of Mackland and Botanical. If you're familiar with that, that's right near Shaw School. For you restaurant folks, it's 3 blocks up from Antonino's on Mackland. So you'll know where it's at. Currently, there's a stop sign at Botanical going east and west, but none going north and south on Mackland. And in the increasing thing since COVID and lack of police, we're having more and more accidents at this intersection, people not realizing there's no stop sign there. So I've talked with the street department, and they believe it's prudent that we do this. So we are doing that as the first of these 2, Mackland and Botanical, adding north and south stop signs. The second of these is a 3-way stop down at Boardman and Daggett. For your restaurant folks, this is the southern corner of Ragazzi's restaurant. If you're familiar with that area, we've just put in a 57 new homes, a 225 unit apartment building. There are 26 new townhomes being built. A little farther east, Brown and Crouppen is rehabbing a building, moving a few hundred lawyers into the same area. So all we have now is an area that was desolate, 12 acres of empty factories, is now is a bustling area. People are not paying attention to what they're driving by. We're having accidents. So again, the street department and I thought this would be very prudent as we now have an area full of residents and we need to put these stop signs in. I will entertain any questions from the members of the board.
Thank you so much. You don't have any written testimony or any speakers or anything?
We do not. Everyone around there is in favor of it. There's been no opposition to this. Actually, the requests have all come from the neighbors.
Of course.
Specifically Ragazzi's.
Got it. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Moving through the committee, Alderwoman Keys.
You had me at school, so say no more. But yeah, we definitely do need more signs. I wish that people would not look at signs as a suggestion, but yeah, definitely having that visual cue there to remind people that they really should stop is definitely helpful. So I am definitely in favor.
Okay, thank you.
Alderman Browning, Vice Chair Browning.
My only question on the Boardman and Daggett is that there is a four-way stop at Daggett and is it pronounced Hereford?
Yeah.
And just speaking from experience in my own neighborhood, when we have stop signs that are too close to each other, they tend to get ignored even by some of the best of drivers. So my question is, I'm not opposed to putting more stop signs in, but just a suggestion that maybe a speed table or a speed hump might be helpful for slowing traffic down on Daggett as they approach Boardman there.
The humps are coming next, but the problem we have here is there's no stop at all at this intersection, which has been mostly a neighborhood hangout, so it's never been a problem. But now these people, there's no stop sign. Stop at either way. It's actually a T where people this way have no stop sign, people this way have no stop sign. So they're just driving as the rules of the road permit them without looking. So most of them have actually been very slow speed accidents because they're everybody on the hill. People tend to look around at everything. And the other thing is, you haven't been to our neighborhood. The alderman before me, Robert Ruggieri, once found out that we have more signs on the hill than the whole state of Nebraska. It's just that kind of neighborhood.
Well, thank you. I just want to make sure that we're making it as safe as possible. And I do go to the hill all the time. You have many great restaurants there. So I hope this slows people down and wish you luck on this.
Thank you so much.
Wonderful. Alderman Aldridge.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Just a few comments. Thank you, Alderman, for presenting this bill. Thanks for getting the fun fact of the day. I thought we usually only get that on Fridays, but I guess this committee was lucky enough to get one on this Hump Day Wednesday. I'm really glad to, I'm really good friends with Tina Crouppen, Brown and Crouppen, Mr. Croupen's wife. I was bummed to hear that they was leaving downtown, but I think they're heading to a good spot over there on the hill. And lastly, I know Alderman Vollmer, you didn't want to do it, but I may request that Tracy actually read the summary of the bill just to give her a little bit more time. Just kidding, but no questions.
You have more time on the mic. All righty, let's see. I don't have any questions. I actually did not know we could put more than one stop sign in a bill. So thank you for that lesson as well. Would you like to say anything to close, Alderman?
No, I just ask for your favorable support. Thank you for your time.
Wonderful. Okay, with that, I will entertain a motion to pass Board Bill number 70 with the due pass recommendation.
So moved.
Second.
Previous row.
Any objection? Hearing none, we have passed Board Bill number 70 with a due pass recommendation. Wonderful. Alderman Vollmer, you are still up. Board Bill number 76, you are recognized.
Thank you so much for your time and for your consideration on the previous. Board Bill 76 will authorize the City of St. Louis and the Water Division to enter into agreement with the City of Clayton Area and Transportation Commission to basically have an easement in Clayton to work on and install a spot to access repair to the water line that runs from Chesterfield to the Clayton. It was there before, but when they did repairs on I-70, which is right next to this area, improvements actually took that away. So they have to go back in and put an easement access in. So this is at no cost to the city. And it's just an agreement so we can get the water from the Chesterfield plant to City of St. Louis as it runs through Clayton. If you would wish, I will have Madam Clerk read the bill, but if not, questions.
Thank you so much. I appreciate the summary. You summarized it for us. Alderwoman Keys, any questions?
Once again, you had me at no cost to the city. I'm in.
Thank you, Alderman. Vice Chair Browning,
No questions. Thank you.
Alderman Aldridge.
No questions.
Thank you. I've read the bill and understand what's going on, and I do not have any questions either. It sounds pretty simple, intergovernmental agreement to get work done, and it's just a procedural thing that we're doing here today. Alderman Vollmer, you were recognized to close.
I thank you for your time and ask for your favorable support. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I wish my water bill went this fast.
No cost. No cost.
It's just a little less complicated, yeah. With that, I will entertain a motion to pass Board Bill number 76 out of committee with a due pass recommendation.
Second.
Second.
Moved by Alderwoman Keys, seconded by Alderman Aldridge. Any call for previous roll?
Previous row.
Hearing no objection to previous roll, we have passed Board Bill number 76 with a due pass recommendation. Congratulations, Alderman Vollmer.
Thank you once again.
We will go back now to the approval of the minutes, which are in our drive. Everyone has been able to take a look at that. We will consider a motion to approve the minutes from Wednesday, June 21st, 2023.
So moved.
Second.
Previous roll.
Hearing no objection to previous roll, we have passed the minutes from Wednesday, June 21st, or approved rather, the minutes from Wednesday, June 21st, 2023. Back onto our agenda. We do not have any discussions today. We don't have any resolutions for review today. So committee discussions. I will say that recently I invited several members of the administration, streets, Board of Public Service to come and speak, giving an update to our committee on the mobility planning studies that have been happening, the work around ARPA funds, the infrastructure improvements that we are anticipating, all of those pieces, along with the Complete Streets Ordinance that passed several years ago and how that's being maintained, and just for a chance to us to really check in with them about all of these bigger issues and movement forward on some of these issues that we've all been having a lot of questions about individually as aldermen, and just the chance to have them present to our committee and have the public be able to hear everything that's happening and set us up for success going forward. That will not be next Wednesday, but the following Wednesday afterward. So if there's any particular questions that you'll have, or any particular information that you think you'd want to have access to for that meeting, please do not hesitate to let me know what you'd like to make sure is present. And I will send all the committee members, the folks who've been invited so far, if there's anyone else that you think should be on that list, and we'll work with the administration to make sure that happens. Any questions on that now from any members of the committee? That will be a virtual meeting, as well as we will be moving to all virtual once the Kennedy Room has work happening. So normally this committee will be in person in the Kennedy Room after that work's done. So that's all. Any other committee discussions? Madam Clerk, we don't have any written testimony, do we?
No, we do not.
Okay. Any announcements? And everyone in our committee was here today, so no excused members. With that, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Motion to adjourn. Second.
Okay, with that, we are adjourned. Thank you. Thank you so much, everyone. See you next time. Have a good rest of your day.